quiet neighborhood, there was a wedding that every child on every street was talking about. Not because it was the biggest wedding they had ever seen, but because the couple had the most talked about wedding tag anyone had ever come up with. Alex squared. Two people, one name, one destiny, or so everyone believed. The children in the neighborhood thought it was the cleverest thing they had ever heard. They would call it out to each other like a joke, like a song, like something that belongs to all of them. Alex squared, 2024. Alexandra was the pride of that neighborhood, a mind sharp enough to cut through every academic record her institution had seen in years. Modest, deliberate, the kind of woman whose presence made a room quieter in the best possible way. She had kept herself, not because she had no options, but because she believed that the right moment deserved the right person. And Alexander, he was everything the neighborhood celebrated in a young man. Tall, confident, ambitious. He had traveled, he had lived. He had what people politely call experience, and what other people less politely call a reputation. But deep within him, Alexander harbored a very specific, very common male fantasy. Despite his massive experience with multiple women, he had made a promise to himself. He promised that when it was finally time to settle down, he would pray to God for a woman who was entirely untouched, a reserved lady, a virgin. Not just for the sake of purity, but for his own pride. He wanted a blank canvas, someone he could completely overwhelm with his vast experience. In his mind, he wanted to walk into his marital bedroom like the CR7 of intimacy, the undisputed champion, ready to show an innocent woman exactly what a highly experienced man could do. When Alexander and Alexandra found each other, it felt like the neighborhood had been waiting for it without knowing it was waiting. Their families agreed, their faith aligned, their futures seemed to point in the same direction. And so, Alex squared became the celebration that entire street adopted as its own. But there is something about wedding days that nobody tells you. A wedding day is a performance, a beautiful, joyful, community-witnessed performance. And performances end. And when the last guests leave, and the decorations come down, and the neighborhood children have gone to bed still humming that wedding tag, what remains is not a celebration. What remains is two people, a room, and everything they do not yet know about each other. Alexandra had waited her entire life for this night, and Alexander had spent his entire adult life arriving at nights like this one, ready to put on the ultimate show of his manhood. But here is where the story takes a turn that nobody in that neighborhood, not the children chanting Alex squared, not the families who celebrated, not the couple themselves, saw coming. Alexander came into that room the way he had always come into every room, like a conqueror who already knows what happens next, like a man whose massive experience had taught him everything except the one thing this delicate, untouched moment required most: patience. Alex squared was supposed to be the beginning of a love story, but in that room, on that night, something happened that the wedding tag could never have prepared either of them for. Alexandra expected awe. She expected surrender. Instead, she met a physical wall she could not break. Something that had a name, a medical name, a real name. A name that explains why what happened to Alexandra was not weakness, was not rejection, and was absolutely not her fault. Vaginismus. In part 2, we follow what happened after that night, what Alexandra carried in silence, what Alexander refused to understand, and how the most celebrated wedding in the neighborhood became its most quietly devastating story.